Hi, I'm Asheligh Cumins. Welcome to the Real Talk Fitness with ANPT, your go-to podcast for honest, relatable conversations about fitness, nutrition, and finding balance in a busy life. And in this episode, we're going to talk about time, the harsh reality of what we think that we have to what we actually have. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a busy mum of two. I've experienced everything from fitness modeling to powerlifting to also competing as CrossFit. So I understand how fitness journeys can be so personal and how important our mindset is to achieve results. And also taking a holistic approach on fitness is so important to making fitness part of your lifestyle. So let's dive in. Our results don't happen by chance. They happen by choice. So how does this relate to time? A lot of us think that we have time, but a couple of stats that I have read of recently, if you're 35 years old, you've already lived 40% of your life. So what are we waiting for? You cannot wait longer and longer to get your goals. There is never going to be a right time. There's always something going on, something to work around. So let's stop waiting and find out how we can do that. It's a harsh reality that we don't have much time and life is precious. And a lot of us don't realize this until it's gone. So a scenario, look, I'm a parent, but as a parent, say you have a 5-year-old, you only have about 13 to 14 summers left to make memories until they're an adult. We think we have time, but in reality, we don't. So point being, if you don't schedule your time for your goals, they're not going to happen by chance. So as a coach, I see it a lot. And I guess, some of you guys may have already done it that are listening, is that you're constantly changing the goalpost or you're constantly changing what you're currently doing because you think it may not be working. But with your goals, if you're feeling stuck, 90% of breaking your plateau is sticking to the plan, not constantly changing it. So if you're constantly changing it, you're never going to get consistent at the one thing to see results. So in order to accomplish massive results or success in life is endurance. Nothing to do with exercise when I talk about endurance. It's the ability to continually go through wins and losses, success and failures without quitting. So let's just say diet, for example, the ones that are not getting their results, they could be a day away from breaking through that plateau, but instead they quit because they didn't see instant results. As human beings, we want instant gratification for a little bit of work, but your journey in fitness, your health doesn't work like that. So we all feel like quitting. I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to quit. I just don't entertain the thought. I do what needs to be done, even when the feeling of motivation leaves. We need to remember that this journey on health and fitness and how we speak about time and results don't happen by chance. They happen by the choices that we make. We need to remember even the most successful people that we look up to have failed and that we don't get results overnight. We all have that choice and we all have the same amount of time in each and every day to achieve the body composition you want. You can have the results that you want. It all starts with our choices. You need to invest some time into yourself. If this means spending money on a coach, do it. Everybody spends money on clothes or tangible items, but these clothes don't make you better. The shirt's not going to make your body move better. But investing time into a coach makes you accountable, which can make you better. So moral of that story, even being a coach myself, I invest money each and every week, which is a non-negotiable, to my coach. My coach holds me accountable and makes sure that I am staying consistent to the plan, even when I feel like changing it, because I feel that as human beings, if we don't get that instant gratification for that little bit of effort that we put in, we think that it's the program. But sometimes it's not. It's enduring, like I just spoke about before, that endurance to accomplish those results. So moral of this story is to stop waiting to get your results. Your goals are not going to happen by chance. They're going to happen by the choices that we make. So rewinding back to how I was speaking about, if you're 35 years old, you're 40% through your life. This comes from the stats out of America that the average life expectancy for a female is 80 years old. So most of us are 40% through our life with the average life expectancy. And whatever we feed ourselves and we feed our mind in terms of going, we've got time, or this is just not the right situation for me to endure my goals. I've got so much stuff going on. Life's just hectic at the moment. I can't find time to train. We are all dealt the same cards. It's how we play them that differs between success. So endure the consistency to break through your plateau. Keep turning up. As I said before, even the most successful people in life have failed. Failure is part of the process. But the difference between those that get their results and those that don't, every time they fail, they try again. The lessons that they learned from their failure, they put into practice to then be successful. So go get your goals. Everything is a choice, and we have that choice. Each and everybody has a choice to be better. As a coach, I find a lot of people think that I'm here just to tell you what to do, or just to yell and scream at you and make yourselves, push harder or vomit or whatever this thing is when you talk about personal trainers. But I'm here to keep you accountable. I'm not here to make it comfortable. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. I'm here to challenge you, push you to be better. Just because we might be in a plateau right now, or you might be exhausted coming into December, there is so much winding down for the year. There is a lot on. If you've got kids, we've got lots of graduations or Christmas parties or whatever it might be. That doesn't mean that you give up on your goals. And just because you're in a plateau doesn't mean that as your coach, I need to change your program. We just need to endure the consistency of turning up and giving your best with whatever that looks like. Because who knows, tomorrow could be the breakthrough of your plateau. There's so many coaches out there that are so quick to change the program because, for example, the client might step on the scales and they might have gained weight. But rather than that coach having those true, meaningful, harsh conversations, what was your adherence like to your diet? How many things did you have on this week? Did you choose one of them to enjoy yourself, or did you just go all out on all of them because you had the mentality of all or nothing? How much did you sleep? What is your stresses like outside of the gym? Are you under a lot of pressure? All these hard conversations need to be had because these are all important to your goals, guys. And in each and every one of those situations, we have a choice. Sometimes you might need that little bit of guidance to know what to do in those situations, which is what I'm here for as your coach. I'm not just here to write you up a workout program and put you through it. I'm also here for you to understand that it's okay to fail, that the biggest thing that we need to do is endure the consistency of constantly turning up, that we're not going to have wins every single week, and that's okay. We're going to make mistakes. It's what we learn from those mistakes that matters. And even the most successful people, even the people I look up to, have failed. But the difference between those and those that have not succeeded, quit when it gets hard. As I said before, I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to quit. Whether it's quitting in my training program, whether it's just not turning up to work because it's hard. And of course it's going to be hard. But I have a choice, the same as the person that quit. or didn't achieve results and the person that did achieve results, we both had the same choice. All right, so get better at that endurance, the consistency to break through this plateau that you're currently at. Sometimes all we need is that bit of accountability from a coach. And accountability, if it's the right accountability in asking the hard questions and you're being honest, it's uncomfortable because change is uncomfortable. As human beings, we like the familiar. We don't like change. And often to get results, to push past this plateau, it is going to be uncomfortable. But just remember, we all have a choice. So the difference between those that get their goals and those that don't, try again when they fail. They learn from the lessons. They endure the consistency. They don't entertain the thought of quitting, even when they feel like it. They just do what needs to get done, even when the feeling of motivation has left. Moral of the story today, guys, is just we all have the same time. Most of us are 40% through our life with the average life expectancy. So what are we waiting for? You're never going to be perfect. You need to keep showing up and build that endurance. And the biggest takeaway that I'd like you to take from today, guys, is that it's okay to fail, that you don't need to keep constantly changing the plan. If you don't get your results, doesn't mean the plan isn't working. It means that if you've got a good coach, you're going to get those hard conversations and it's going to be uncomfortable. So to put it bluntly, you say you have time to work on your goals, but you can't keep affording to wait, as we don't have as much time as what we think we do. So again, going back to those studies, it's the harsh reality is if you're 35, you're 40% of the way through your life. If you're 45 years old, you're already 58% through your life. So 58% of your life is already over. So something to remember and imprint in your brain, results don't happen by chance. They happen by choice. Everybody is busy. So remember, don't be quick to change your program just because you're in a plateau. Keep showing up for yourself. Don't be afraid to fail. And remember, we all have the same choice to be successful. You can have whatever goals you want to have, and it happens by our choices. Each and every choice that we make daily. Some days we'll move forward an inch. Other days we'll move forward a mile. Sometimes we might even fall back 1 mile. But it doesn't mean that you're not progressing. Progress looks different according to the person, the situation. All right. If you've got a coach, be willing to have those hard conversations. Be honest. It's okay to fail, but just don't give up. So that's a wrap for today's episode of Real Talk Fitness with ANPT. If there's one thing I want you to take away from today, it is that results don't happen by chance, they happen by choice. That if you're struggling, invest your money instead of investing it into a shirt that doesn't make you better and might make you look better. Invest some time into a coach. Get some help. Everybody fails. The difference between those that are successful and those that are not are those that didn't give up. So whether you're chasing a PR, working on your nutrition, or simply trying to stay consistent, your journey is yours, and that makes it worth celebrating. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and share it with someone who might need a little extra motivation. You can follow me on Asheligh Newburn's personal training for more tips, workouts, and inspiration. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Real Talk Fitness with ANPT. Keep lifting, keep moving, and most importantly, keep it real. Until next time, team. Peace out.